You're listening to a CNA podcast.
Now, a letter to myself with Joel Chua.
Hi there, and thanks as always for your company. 10 years ago, our guest's life changed drastically. A serious accident while she was overseas caused a paralysis from the waist down. Things got tough, but she proved to be tougher. Since then, she's become an advocate for the disabled, met her husband, and recently, about 2 years ago, became a mother for the second time. Jean Ling, a very warm welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to have you with us, Jean, and thank you so much for being open to share your story. We want to talk about the accident, which is obviously a difficult, painful memory to talk about. So we won't dwell too much on it, but I think it will help us appreciate how much you have overcome since that event. May I invite you to give us a sense of the severity of the accident?
Okay. Hi, everyone. It was 10 years ago, so it was a sunny and good day. Apparently, I think luck is not on my side on that day. I was on the way to a horse riding trip, and
this was overseas.
Yeah, I was actually traveling overseas in New Zealand, and my car just ski, and I got into a serious accident, which caused me to have spinal cord injury. From waist down onwards, I'm actually paralyzed. Basically paralyzed as in mobility, total loss, and I don't have any balancing. I couldn't control my bowel and bladder. So basically it's just like a baby trying to learn how to balance, trying to learn how to dress up myself again. Just a basic going to the loo when you need to go. But because I cannot feel, so there's a lot of things change, as in like I need to time myself, the toilet timings, and how much I drink, the water I drink, the food I eat, the fruits that actually contain water, contain fluid, and all these things need to be counted for. And that's how I actually count my timing for the loo. And I need to use catheter and, of course, bowel and all these things. It's all manually already. And I need to learn how to dress on the bed or on the wheelchair. Apparently, everything changed that day. It was at that moment of the accident. I still remember very clearly what happened. So basically, the car ski, and I banged onto the tree, and the next moment I couldn't feel my legs. I don't know where they went to, but they are just right in front of me. So basically, total loss of sensation. And
you spent 4 months, I believe, in New Zealand recovering.
So the rehab is really tough. I would say the first thing to actually get over it is the emotion. Emotionally, I need to really know how to control myself. I mean, it's a dramatic change in my life, in my body, right? So basically, I'm a very outgoing person.
You were in your early 30s when this happened, right?
Yep, I was 31, I think. Yeah, so, but luckily, I have my mom who flew over. My family flew over to New Zealand as well, and my good buddies, they actually went there to encourage me. And of course, I do cry every day. I would say that in the morning, in the afternoon, it's like having meals, 3 different meals per day. I feel that I'm lucky because I'm in a good environment at that time that everybody is trying to recover from this spinal cord injury, you see. So we give each other support, a lot of support.
You with the other patients who were also going through rehabilitation for spinal cord injury.
Apparently I was being admitted to the hospital that is a spinal cord unit. So everyone is actually having the same injury as well. It's just the severity of the injury.
Thank you so much for sharing with us that. Let's take our attention to the recovery process now. Like you shared, so many people were rallying around you, your family, your good friends, right? You've spoken about the physical aspect of the recovery journey, but of course, there's also, like you said, the mental, the emotional aspect of that journey as well. Could you take us through that journey?
Okay. I think the main part is the mentally and emotionally, right? So I would need to know how to control myself. I think it's because of my character-wise.
Yes.
So I'm more on the outgoing kind of person, adventure kind of person.
Yes, you and I just met an hour ago, I have to say. For the first time, we met an hour ago, and I already got that sense from you that you are a ball of sunshine. you have this infectious, chirpiness about you. I have to say that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think character plays a big part as well, and of course the support with around me. So I have all the relatives coming over, giving me all the support, the friends, my family. So everyone knows my character very well, and they know that I won't just collapse from there. So, and I of course I need to let it out. I need to vent out by using crying.
Yeah.
There are times that, there are down times, a lot of down times. I will hide in the room. The whole night I couldn't sleep until maybe I can actually see the dawn, the sunlight coming up, and then I fall asleep. So I'll cry the whole night for months when I'm back in Singapore.
Right. This was during the first few years?
I would say that it was during almost the first 6 months when I'm back in Singapore after 4 months of rehab in New Zealand. But of course in New Zealand itself, because I only have my mom with me over there. And she meant a lot to me as well.
Right. So in terms of, yes, and I can see that your mom does mean a lot to you. Yeah. I hope that you'll be able to share with us a little bit more about that relationship in just a little while. But if you could share with us, in that journey of emotional healing, right? If you could point to one point or one aspect that made the most difference for you, the most positive difference for you, what would that be?
I think you need to use your eyes to see and use your heart to feel. And how other people, there is a lot of people in the world that is even worse than you. And I feel that this is how I actually get over it as well. So I see a lot of going through a lot of experience with different people that actually they suffer a worse spinal cord injury than me. Like they actually break their neck and they couldn't move their hands. They couldn't move their legs and everything. Sometimes they actually have difficulty in talking, which makes me feel that, I'm not the most unfortunate one. Although, yes, it is very unfortunate for me, but I'm not the worst. So why should I just dwell over being sad all the time and hiding in the room all the time and just trying to, lie around and just do nothing. So that's why I feel that since I still have my hands, why not I just carry on with my life and just do whatever I can.
That is an amazing attitude to have. It's such an inspiring and refreshing thing to hear you say this. Where do you think you got this attitude from?
At that moment of time when I actually had my accident in New Zealand, I went into the spinal cord unit and I saw a couple. They are having honeymoon over there. And they met with a car accident as well. And the lady itself, I would say that she's in very worse condition, that she actually broke her neck and affect her speaking. So she couldn't move her hands and everything. So that's the moment that I feel like I'm really lucky. I still have my hands. I know I lost the mobility of my legs, but my hands are still working. I still can push the chair on my own, and I don't need people's help to actually push me around. But when I saw her, she's in her chair. She can't even feed herself. Can't even drink a sip of water, and I just feel like oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm just really lucky,
Yeah.
you know, in a way. Yeah, but I really hope that she can recover because, you know, at this honeymoon stage of her life, right, it's like, it's really so happy and then suddenly something so sad, something so drastic happened to her. And that's the point that I feel like, okay, I mean, I just need to carry on with my life. And
It really puts things in a different perspective
Yeah.
for you and helps you feel grateful for what you do have.
yes,
Something or someone that you do have and you found along the way, along that journey of recovery, is someone who is very special to you, obviously, a very important person in your life, because at some point in time you started dating again.
Yep.
And you found your husband.
yeah.
Okay, who found who? He found you or you found him?
I don't know. I think we found each other. I mean, it's a very drama kind of thing. I mean, I'm being blessed. I think that I'm being blessed with friends, a lot of friends around me. So there's friends introduce friends, you know. So we actually get to know through a friend. And he's actually 7 years younger than me. So initially, I just think that, you
But
know.
I have to say, both of you look the same age. all right?
Thank you.
Both of you look the same age.
Sorry, Jake. Okay, but I mean, initially, at the beginning, I was just thinking, oh, he's just a younger brother to me. You know, we can only be friends, that kind of thing. We don't have a click there.
So it wasn't like a love at first sight kind of
No,
thing?
it was not. It was
Okay.
not. It was gradually, I mean, developing this kind of feelings, which took a while. I mean, we had a dinner together, and
How did y'all meet, by the way?
through one of my
Okay,
friend.
mutual friends. Okay.
Yeah, correct. Right. So, yeah, I mean, through the dinner, then we talk, we chat, and we realized that, I think that is the very first time. I mean, we have met each other so many times. We didn't really sit down and talk, and just trying to understand each other until that night. We was like, oh, okay, actually, we got the same character. You know, I like to talk. He will like to listen. I like to say some jokes, and he will laugh, and he will react to it. So it's like a give and take thing.
That's lovely. But I have to ask, were there concerns that you had because of the physical condition that you have, and he's fully abled, right?
Yes, he is. So, I'm really sorry to actually make him wait for a while. Yeah, and he took some time to actually really pursue this, I mean, chase after me, and, you know, this courtship kind of relationship. But because I in this condition on wheelchair, I kind of like, I really lose faith in having a relationship, or even thinking of like whether can I get married, or whether, you know, the thoughts of like whether can I get a job, you know, because at that time when I actually had my accident, the first thoughts that came into my mind was like, how am I going to carry on with my life? And I mean, can I still continue working? Can I have a family? Can I have children? I mean, all these things come into my mind every day, basically every day. Right. For the 4 months of rehab, even when I was back in Singapore. So, yeah, so having a relationship and having someone to actually courtship and chase after me, I was like, wow, okay. I mean, it's maybe he looked at me differently, you know. For me, I was like, I always have doubts in this kind of thoughts, you know, like, are you really true towards me? And am I ready? Or do you think someone will really love me as the person, as who I am on wheelchair, as a disability? And or are they just, you know, just having fun, or just thinking that maybe at the beginning stage, you know, after that they might just get, you know, tired of it and they just give up the relationship. I mean, there's a lot of things run through my mind. So even now, sometimes I actually think that way as well. Yeah, although we are married and we have 2 kids, and we have Yeah, we have one more coming. Yeah, we have one more coming.
Thank you for that big announcement.
Yeah, I'm 4 months pregnant now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hearty congratulations. And just now you were sharing with us some of the concerns you had in the earlier years. You were asking yourself questions like, will I ever get married? Will I ever be able to get a job? Will I ever be able to have a family? Jean, the answer to all those questions was a resounding yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that initially it was a no. There was a lot of question marks, but I mean, even until now, I still have doubts I still have difficulties in finding jobs. And because a lot of things that I would think like, am I going to bring inconvenience to people around me? And even in a working environment, how are they going to look at me as who I am? And will they find me troublesome? If they are going to have a company gathering, they're going to think that, oh my God, we're going to find a place that's accessible, which is very hard to do so. So that kind of thoughts still run through my mind.
About 4 years ago, you became a mother for the first time.
Yep.
2 years ago, mother for the second time.
Yep.
How has motherhood changed you?
I mean, there's a lot of new challenges. I mean, being a disabled itself is a great challenge for me. There's a lot of new things to learn, right? Like just now what I actually mentioned about changing clothes and everything, etc. So being a mother is is a big different scenario. As in, I need to know what I can do with my children when I'm on a wheelchair, and how can I bond with them on that. So there's a lot of at first when I actually have my firstborn, I do cry a lot. I tears a lot actually because I couldn't balance myself. So if I want to carry her from the baby cot, it's going to be difficult for me because I might lose my balance and I might drop her. And I couldn't bath her for the first time because any actions that actually require balancing is going to be very dangerous for her. So I don't want to put her into danger. I just have to hold on that difficult, sad feeling to myself and telling myself, saying that, okay, it's just a stage.
Yeah.
You'll get over it. I mean, you just need to let it out. I mean, I let it out by crying a lot, and I tell myself, this is something that is my life really. I mean, I can't be standing the next moment having this miracle, right? So I just have to accept it. And gradually, actually, I did. So when I actually had my second born, I cry lesser. There are times that, because I've actually experienced for my firstborn, that I kind of because sometimes in life, there's a lot of times that you wanted to do something, but you didn't do it at that moment of time, and you kind of regret.
Yeah.
So for the second born, I'm given another chance to actually try out the things that I wanted to do. Like, for example, I'm going to pick up my baby from the floor to the bed. How am I going to do it? I should just move myself back to the further back of the bed and just stretch my arms and try to pull him up from the side of the bed, and making sure that I have pillows in front of my chest that blocks me from falling off.
You found a way to adapt.
Yes.
Very effectively.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Jean. As you've reflected with us and shared with us this journey over the past many years, and the past 10 years especially have been quite something for you. It's been quite drastic, the change over the past 10 years, right? But as you look back even beyond that, if you could write that letter to your younger self, what would be the main messages in that letter to your younger self?
If I'm going to write letters to my younger self, I would say that, hey, you better listen hard. Listen to your mom. don't be so rebellious at times. Try to keep your mischievous to the minimum level that is acceptable, but still staying cheerful and adventurous, and keep learning, and just stop. Don't stop laughing and don't stop joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because, why I actually say so is because I have a long story of my young. I'm pretty mischievous, naughty, I would say, and rebellious. So I don't study hard. So I really wish that if time, if time can actually return back, I really hope that I can really concentrate and study hard, because I feel that I missed out a big part of my life. I actually dropped out from school when I was 15. And because of that age, right, I kind of missed out the life of college life. And I think college life is a very exciting part of every teenager's life. You meet a lot of new friends, and you will go for trips.
Yeah.
And you will have a lot of case for studies, and spend a lot of times doing projects together and trying to find out things, exploring stuff like that. So I feel that it's a big part. It's just like a man who doesn't go to army, and they missed out the life of army, and you kind of missed out a part of your life.
It's like a coming of age
Yes,
kind
correct.
of experience.
Yep. So I just feel like, last time I was so, I don't listen to my mom, and I don't study well. So
you were
that's
sharing with me
why.
that you've got siblings, right?
Yeah, I
And
have.
You're the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest.
I have a brother and a sister.
Does that explain the mischievous spirit, the mischievous streak?
I think maybe my brother is very smart. My sister as well. So they are both very successful, and they are both of them are very supportive. Yeah, I think I'm very lucky to have. Sorry.
It's all right, Jean. Take your time.
Yep, I'm very lucky to have a family that is loving and caring, and no matter what I do, they will support me. Even when I did something bad, yeah, they are there for me. So I feel that. I think that's the very important part of my life as well. I have a good family, and I have good support. That's why I kind of get out of the situation of being a disabled and this kind of drastic change. And even having the third baby, right? Me and my husband, we both are very worried that can we cope on this situation, and whether can we, with 2 kids, with my boy is very active, and I think 2 is for my situation, we think that is enough. But when we have this blessing coming in, and we feel that, it might be a bit stressed up for us, but my families are there to support me. My mom is very supportive, my brother, my sister, so they all of them giving me this courage, saying that I can do it. So so that's okay. Going back to the younger self. So for me,
you're doing fine.
Yeah.
What you just shared is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay. But actually, I really just hope that if I can just go back in time, I really wanted to study more. Yeah, because I dropped out from school at 15, right? So I went to a private institute, and I did manage to complete my diploma. But at the moment of time, for my family itself, we are going through some financial difficulties. So that's why we are doing part-time, and we are studying and working at the same time. So I kind of pull myself back a bit, feel a bit tired. I would say that a bit lazy at that time. I just want to focus on getting the money in for myself. So that's why I just stopped at diploma. But I really hope that if I can study more, I think it will be better for me for my future.
Thank you for sharing that. I also get the sense that there's this independence, this sense of independence, and this self-sufficiency that you have that was inculcated in you from a rather early age. One of the notes that you had in that letter, Jean, was to maintain that spirit of adventure, that streak, that energy, that chirpiness that you've had since you were young. Why is that important to you?
I feel that, I think because of my character, I kind of like plays a big part in my recovery stage of my disability. I mean, throughout this journey, of course, with all the people supporting me, I would say that I'll give myself a pat on my shoulder, saying that I think my character actually plays a big part as well. Yeah, because being so chirpy, as you say, right? Like a bird. Yeah. I mean, being happy, I mean, making myself being optimistic, I think is very important, regardless whether you are disabled or you are able-bodied. I feel that it really gives you the positive energy and the energy that you need in your life to go through. And because everybody, I would say that that definitely there'll be setbacks in your life, regardless how perfect it is, you know. But you need this kind of energy to actually just pull yourself through. And you might feel sad. I mean, we are all humans, right? We all will feel sad. There are always down times as well. So you need to know when you need to vent out and how you need to vent out that sadness or that negativity in you, and using that positivity to actually, you know, just cover it and get through with your life. So that's why I just feel like, you know, I would say that some people might say that, hey, you're just being selfish, to think that way, you know. You have fun, you have what, you know, you just, because when I'm young, I don't really save up money. Then I always get the next from my mom saying that, hey, you work so hard, you better save some money for rainy days or something like that. But for me, I always tell her, I say, I don't know what will happen the next moment. I don't want to feel regret, you know. People might think that this kind of thoughts might be selfish in a way, but for me, I kind of think another way. It's like I mean, for me, because it happens on me, right? And I find that my thought at that time isn't selfish. Is actually a good thinking that I did it. Actually, I did it. So I went to travel, I went here, I went to ski, I went to skydiving, I went scuba diving.
Wow.
I do a lot of sports, and I mean, I don't regret.
This is after the accident, right?
Before and after.
And after also, right? Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel that disability shouldn't stop me from being adventure and stop me from traveling. And because I really got a very supportive husband, so that's why to him it's like, you want to travel? Come, let's go. It's just a bit more time in planning the itinerary, but you know, we just have to play around with it and get over it.
You're living life to the full. That's
I'm
amazing.
trying. I'm trying.
Absolutely. Jean, thank you so much for sharing that. That is really inspiring and very moving as well. The other letter now. The letter to your future self, and you and I chatted a little while ago. You said that this one required a little bit more thought on your part. The letter to your future self. What would you say?
Okay, because for me now, I really dedicate my life to my children, to my family. Because of my disability, I really don't want to do something else. I just want to focus on them. So to my future self, when you grow old and your children started working and you can let go a bit, let loose a bit, I really hope that you can do more and you can learn more. If you are still alive, when to see your grandchildren, I really hope that you can be their role model as a good and great grandmother that still love to joke. They'll be proud to have you as their grandmother, and they will just tell their friends like, hey, my grandmother is so fun. She's on wheelchair, so what? But she's more fun than yours. Yeah, I just really wish that I can make them proud. Yeah, I don't want to be the what do you say? I don't want to be the direct obstacle for them, like saying that, hey, my grandmother is very always tired, always,
You want to be an inspiration.
Yeah, I just want to be an inspiration. I just want to have fun with them.
And along the way, Jean, you are already being an inspiration to so many people.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for making a difference by sharing your life today.
I really hope that I do actually inspire people by letting them know about my story. Although it's not a very detailed one. But I just hope that everyone up there who actually needs that support and needs that positivity kind of energy, they can just tell themselves and tell themselves that they can pull through for everything. Of course, you can't depend on yourself sometimes, but you just, when you need support and when you need a listening ear or what, you just do so. Do whatever you can to actually just let out all the negativity and live your life to the fullest.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. You can subscribe and follow A Letter to Myself on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And leave us a review as well if you liked what you've heard. Till next week, I'm Joel Chua, signing off.